Welcome in, Slumpbusters. Earlier this week, Texas Athletic Director Conte came out with his vote of confidence in head coach Steve Sarkisian, following a 31-23 loss to West Virginia. How confident are you now, Chris? This loss ensures that Texas will finish under 500, will not be bowl eligible, and is potentially in a position to finish last in the Big 12, barring a win from Kansas. Obviously, to say this is an embarrassing season is to say the least. This also adds to the longest losing streak that the Texas football program has seen since 1956, 6 straight games. To their credit, though, they are trying some bold new strategies. Earlier in this losing streak, they were having trouble maintaining leads. Now against West Virginia, they choose to just not have them at all. Obviously, we know the quarterback play is a huge question mark, and we had a game of musical chairs at the quarterback position because Hudson Card, Casey Thompson both saw time in this game. Casey Thompson, a week after having 7 touchdowns against Kansas, was very inconsistent, overthrowing guys. They started off with 4 consecutive 3-and-out drives to open up this game. And one of the things that comes into question here is the play calling. Why were they throwing so much? Why were they not getting the running backs involved? Yes, Bijan Robinson was out with a dislocated elbow. He's out the rest of the season. But you have 2 solid backs in Kellan Robinson and Roschon Johnson. In fact, they were crushing it in the second, third, and fourth quarters. But if you look at the first quarter, they had -2 rushing yards. The play calling was a mess there. Get the running game involved. This is a team that doesn't revolve around its quarterback play. And you're choosing to come out the gate firing with Casey Thompson. And credit to Casey, he looked great the previous week. In fact, he's obviously the best quarterback on the roster because he's way better than Hudson Card, even though Hudson Card came in and had a better game. Hudson, by the way, I'm surprised that Hudson even has like that deep ball accuracy. I was not expecting that on his 50-yard touchdown connection to Xavier Worthy, who's probably one of the most worthwhile pieces on this team. But this quarterback play is just not going to get anything done heading into the next couple years. And then obviously the defense, you're missing your leading tackler, you're missing your best defensive back, and you're also missing like one of your star pass rushers. But you come against a West Virginia team that leads the Big 12 in turnovers, and you fail to force a turnover. That's also very telling. You have to have these sudden change opportunities to be able to compete in these games, and certainly to turn around things when you're trailing. Also, the defense was unable to get a shutdown drive. Every time it seemed like the Texas offense would manage to score a touchdown, you would ask the defense to step up there and hold that lead, make sure that West Virginia doesn't build on it. And unfortunately, they were unable to do that. They were unable to answer that call. So offensively, defensively, and certainly coaching all came into play here for Texas. This is the first time that they're not bowl eligible since 2016, which was with Charlie Strong as head coach. And I called for it last week. I am all aboard the fire Steve Sarkisian train. I know there's people that push back at me. Let me know about it in the comments. What is your best case for keeping Steve Sarkisian? Because all I saw was, oh yeah, you remember when Nick Saban was 6-6 in his first season at Alabama? Nick Saban won a national title at LSU in his coaching career. Nick Saban had great success at Michigan State. Nick Saban was already a made man by that point. What is Steve Sarkisian but an average coach at Washington, an average coach at USC, an average offensive play caller in the NFL, and a guy who fell into a great situation as the Alabama OC? Texas fans, I need you to ask yourself this. Is Steve Sarkisian closer to Charlie Strong, or is he closer to Mac Brown as of today? And I think you know the answer. And if you know the answer, then ask yourselves this. Would you like to just keep maintaining the status quo for the next 3 years? I understand the drawbacks of continuously firing head coaches, but I also think that it was a bad coaching hire to begin with, and it's better to admit you're wrong in the coaching hire than just to continue to let it drag out for another couple of years and basically just waste everyone's time, waste the fans' time, waste the players' time, waste the program's time as we continue to look towards getting back to national relevance. If you have a tumor, do you wait for the tumor to get worse, or do you just cut it out? And I know that might sound a little harsh, but Steve Sarkisian, I don't think makes this program better. And in fact, it's starting to look like he makes this program worse. They were 7-3 a season ago, and those 3 losses were all one-possession games. Now you look at the losses this year. Again, you should not be losing to a 30-point underdog in Kansas. You should not be unable to make it to a 500 record. Those were bare minimum expectations, and he was unable to complete that. If you would have beat Oklahoma, that would have been gravy. But losing to Kansas and some of these other embarrassing losses, they just cannot be abided by. And I think you just need to make a sudden change here. But I could be wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. But I think I am dead right on this one. Again, I said it last week, Steve Sarkisian will never win more than 8 games as the Texas Longhorns football coach. And anyone's welcome to challenge me on that one. But anyway, maybe I'm too harsh. Let me know in the comments. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know who's to blame. I want to know what your expectations are for the next game against Kansas State. At least they can maybe salvage a little bit of pride in that one. Leave a like on this video. Helps me out, helps the channel, helps the Slumpbusters. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. We want to hit that 2,000 subscriber mark. And certainly, I would love more Longhorns fans on this channel to lament with me after either a bad loss or hopefully this program turns it around and we can celebrate some wins together next football season. And check out our partner, cavemancoffeeco.com. Yes, cavemancoffeeco.com. Don't be a chump. Use promo code SLUMP at cavemancoffeeco.com. From Juju Talk Sports, stay safe, happy, and healthy. And hopefully next week, I can at least celebrate a win to close out the season against Kansas State. See you next time.